What's going on, Spanning everybody? I just watched episode 115, and I don't know how I feel about it. I don't think it was very great. It was very alright and kind of mediocre. Definitely felt like a kids episode, and it felt like filler. Even though the kids were only like halfway part of it, they were like the main driving force. One thing I really did like about this episode, though, was the fact that it kind of continued off the success of this last two-part series, where the kids played the prominent role in solving the case, and they're getting recognition, and it's just like you said, you hope they get more cases out of this, that kind of thing. So it seems like they might be leading into more kid cases, where they're actually getting hired and they get the credit. Now, it started off pretty strong. I like the fact that the guy was kind of reading the newspaper pretty menacingly, and he watched the kids and was following them from a distance, and then he did the hit and run against Amy, which was crazy. I was like, holy cow, this is pretty interesting and really good. But after the whole chase scene thing happened, even partway through it, I kind of felt like, oh, this is going to lose some steam. And then especially after the chase scene is done, it lost all the steam. I felt like it just kind of, he solved the case really quick, and they're just padding time until he can to really like tell everybody how it happened. He did the classic Richard got knocked out thing, but at least this time he actually got the kids involved. They had a little bit of a role in helping solve it, but they played dumb the entire time. They're like, what do you mean? We obviously can't do that. And then they do it anyways. That kind of annoyed me, so I felt like it really, the last half of this episode is a lot weaker than the beginning half. It started strong, kind of fell flat at the end. But overall, I gotta say, I really do agree with you. I do hope they get more serious cases out of this and more recognition. I would love to see the kids like actually get a case to like maybe go look for a missing child or something like that from another kid instead of like the parents, and maybe the parents were at fault for like hiding the kid or beating them or something dark behind the scenes, and it has like this serious tone and the kids can mature more. But that's kind of my thoughts on it. So you asked me two questions last time, Spen. I'm going to answer those real quick. Your first question was, what flower is important to me or my wife or both of us, some sort of favorite flower? Nothing, really. I'm not a big fan of plants. My wife's kind of a fan of plants, mostly because she likes how they bring out a room and how it livens up a home, that kind of thing. And I agree with that, but we both hate taking care of plants. So we typically get fake plants that kind of look real and put them around the house. However, my wife does make like flower crowns and other type of floral designs, as she makes props for other photographers, and those often incorporate flowers and other plants. So like her room where she runs her business out of is just flowers all over the walls, all types of different flowers and colors and everything else, and she's constantly making something new and very creative in that way. I, on the other hand, don't really like any type of plant. I like cactuses. They're okay. And I'm a fan of the bonsai tree. I've always wanted a bonsai tree that I can just put on my desk and just kind of keep it there. And I maybe take care of it, clip it, make some shapes out of it. I've always kind of liked the idea of having a bonsai tree. I've never actually just went forth and actually purchased a bonsai tree and got into it because I'm afraid like it might be too much for me, or I might get too into it and then just go crazy and buy like $1,000 bonsai tree, because they can get pretty expensive. Your second question, Spen, was how did I know the old guy was going to kill him? The reason I had is like this show's very obvious, I guess, because of like if somebody is being evil, they show they're being evil pretty easily, or if they're trying to hide something, they show that they're trying to hide something. This guy didn't have any of that shown about him beforehand, other than the fact that he just wanted revenge. So he had to truly believe that the guy was murdered to some degree, or his sister was murdered to some degree. Otherwise, I felt like they would have shown some other ulterior motive to some aspect to give Conan a clue. But now I got two questions for you, Spen. This episode made me think, like, at first when Conan knocked Richard out, I thought the kids knew he was hitting him with a sleeping dart and pretending to be Richard. Like, I had a feeling that maybe they were in on it at the time. They obviously weren't. They think Richard went to sleeping sleuth mode, whatever. But it got me to thinking, who do you think anybody's ever going to find out about Conan being a child other than Dr. Gassa and Harley? And if so, out of the characters we all know about, who do you think would be the next person that officially knows the truth? Second question for you, Spen. If you had to give these kids a high-profile case, what case would you give them? All I got, everybody, feel free to comment down below your answers or responses or what you thought of the episode. We love reading them. I love reading them. One day, one of you will shoot us a video, and we would love to post it. Other than that, we also do podcasts once in a while. We have our anime book club. Check all that stuff out if you made it this far. That would be awesome. And go with us on our journey in Son of a Geek on exploring anime and their stories. But I'll see you tomorrow, Spen.